Hi, welcome back. I'm Dean Rod, and this is part 2 of starting a YouTube channel at the age of Gen X. So, if in case you missed it, part 1 is already done, and I'll give you a link on the description down below so you can see the first 5 tips which I already made. So these are tips 6 to 10 on starting a YouTube channel now that you are Gen X or over 50. First, if this is the first time you see me, I'm Dean Rod. I already have 2 YouTube channels. One is The Dean. Both channels will be linked in the description below. And that has around, as of this video, around 52,000 subscribers. And I give their law school tips or tips for law students. At the same time, some legal opinions on certain issues. The other channel I have is a motorcycle channel called Moto Dean. And there I talk about motorcycles and other stuff regarding motorcycle riding. So those 2 channels are monetized, so at least I have some insight on how to handle a YouTube channel at over 50 because I started those channels at age 53. Let's begin. So the 6th tip I'm going to give you is create headshots. So you probably need a third person or at least somebody to hold the camera for you and you can use your phone actually, you don't need to have a high-end camera. Take headshots of yourself, maybe a good background, a flat background in the back, and take good shots of yourself using with your various regular things that you wear. Things that people will want to wear, clothes that you want people to see you in insofar as a poster is concerned, because these headshots will be used for another tip. Now, these headshots that you will collect for yourself, you will use that to create transparent headshots like this, or headshots with the white background like this. These shots will be used for your thumbnails. If you look at the popular content creators, look at their thumbnails, they basically use 3 or 4 headshots and they repeat it at a cycle. And of course, the most important part of the thumbnail is the video title, or at least how the thumbnail is described. So that is basically tip number 7, creating thumbnails. Now, some people will tell you that you need to have an artistic eye or artistic hand, so to speak, to create thumbnails. Well, I am neither. I have no artistic eye. So what I did was of course, it's an old tip taught me by one of our YouTube videos. You already have a application or a program in your computer, and of course, it's also online, to make that thumbnail. It's PowerPoint, or if you look, Google Slides. Each frame or each slide can be your thumbnail. I'm sure you know how to do that already. You know how to make titles, headings, bullet points, attach pictures, edit the background. Each of those slides can be a thumbnail by itself. 99% of my thumbnails, well, I'll say 90%, are from PowerPoint. The other program I used to use was Canva. I have a paid account, so I was able to use some of the features of Canva. But you can use the free version, if you will, or trial version. But I'm sure you already have a PowerPoint or Google Slides is online. Everybody has that. So try to save each slide as a PNG or a JPEG, and that will be your thumbnail. So tip number 6 is create headshots for yourself, which will be related to tip number 7, which is creating thumbnails. Now the thumbnails, the ideas, I leave it up to you on how to create the thumbnails. I'm not a great script writer for thumbnails, but I'm sure there are other videos and other content or YouTube gurus to help you. So use those tips. I just told you what program to use. All right. The 3rd tip, or tip number 7 in this series, is creating a B-roll. Now, what are B-rolls? Now, first, A-roll is you on the video. You yourself on video. That is a A-roll. The B-roll is where you are not in it. So it could be short videos or pictures that are related to your video topic. So if you talk about gardening, you want to have shots of you gardening, or your close-up of your hands digging in the soil or planting whatever you are planting. For example, if you're in photography, your B-roll would be you touching the camera, you taking a picture, or scenes that you take with your camera. And I'm sure you can watch other videos on what B-roll means. But this tip is about establishing your B-roll library. Because before, when I didn't have that, I would, when I edit my video, I have to have this sort of photo in the video. Then I had to look for the photo as I'm editing the video. So that takes time. It cuts my video mode, and I'm into search mode. So what you want to do is have a library of your B-roll, whether it be photos or videos. There is a site that will help you get B-rolls or at least download B-rolls. It's free. You can sign up. It's called pexels.com. I'll give a link in the description below. Sign up for an account. You can download their free pictures or videos per particular topic. For example, for my law channel, I just searched courtroom pictures and had several to choose from. The only price you pay is to credit the owner of the picture. And there's a system to do that. They'll tell you how to credit the owner of the picture. So again, either establish your own B-roll library or download from pexels.com. Now, the 9th tip that I'll give you is creating a YouTube studio. Not a professional studio, but just a corner of a room or corner of an open space in your house, or something you can control that room. And there's where you set up your equipment, your lights, your sounds, or your recording equipment. Why is that important? Unless you're a true vlogger where you take your camera around and just take as you walk, most of you will start doing this talking head videos. And so what you want to do is at least establish a room, a corner of your house, particularly a flat background, maybe with a bookcase in the back. I'm sure you've seen those shots. It's not about the scenery of the studio or what's in the background. The tip here in creating a studio is time saving, because it takes at least 30 minutes to an hour to set up your shot. Putting the camera, putting on the tripod, disassembling or assembling the lights, put the computer for the recording equipment, set up the mic. That takes time. And that time, if you're in a one-man shop, that takes time out of your video capture time, your recording time. And if you have limited schedule, you need the most of it. So again, the studio here is about creating or lessening your setup time. My early videos in my law channel, my son gave me a corner of his room where I put my computer, some books to look like lawyerly, and that was my setup. Today, I have to move around a bit, but this is my setup right now. I've used a program to eliminate the background, so at least that's what I'm going to do. But in a few months, in the next coming month, I will set up again the studio. So at least you will see a more natural rather than a superimposed picture. Again, so tip number 9 is creating a studio. You may have counted now with our tip number 10. I will give a bonus tip after the last or tip number 10. Here's tip number 10. Get a new look, or rather make yourself have a steady look. Not necessarily your wardrobe, but your facial features or your overall appearance. So you want to make sure that when people see you, you look pleasant on the camera. Just remember, more than a vast majority of people watch YouTube on their phone. So you will have to look good on the phone. So it's establishing your look, wherein I have to shave. I always shave before I film. Also, I have to make sure my hair looks good. It's a little fixed. It's fixed. Also, I have put a little light foundation on my face so that the lights will not shine, because I do have an oily face, and that's what I have to do. So my look is basically I wear either my traditional lawyer look or basically a short sleeve or a long sleeve shirt. So that look is making yourself look pleasant in the camera. Here's my bonus tip. And it's not technically a tip. I'm sure all of you have it. It is patience. You have to have a lot of patience in starting this YouTube channel. Why? My first channel, the Dean, took about 4 months to get 1,000 subscribers and about 6 months before I got to 4,000 hours. And in my motorcycle channel, that even took longer. That took more than a year to get monetized. So it does take time. So please think of it not as a sprint, not as a race. Don't even think of it as a marathon. Think of it as a triathlon. It takes time. All right? I hope you learned something. If you can, please subscribe to the channel and help me make this channel grow. Hi, please do me a favor and smash that like button. It'll help me a lot and it will trigger the YouTube algorithm. Now, if you have not yet, please subscribe to my channel. If you don't, my dog will eat this exam booklet and that student has to repeat his final exam again.